YouTube family and the Maverick in the space again. Still with the best and most credible opinion. Fear and fearless analysis. Continue to do the right thing. You can go and build up the numbers. Simplicity. See there? Bam. And you subscribe. And don't remember, subscription is free. You don't have to pay no fee. So just do the right thing. Just press off a little button and share the videos and tell your friends and family about Oral Tracy Maverick, One Maverick, the YouTube channel. People, you know, so sometimes when you watch big events like the World Championships, a whole part stories and what you call sub-stories, plots and subplots and some little things happen and, in the moment you deem it insignificant and then you think about it somewhere and then you figure, say, yo, there's something profound about what happened. There's an incident that happened in the women's 200 meters final. Bahamian sprinter, Antonique Strachan. She got hurt in the semi-final, looked like she popped hamstring in the semi-final, despite qualifying for the final, you know. And there was a lot of speculation as to whether or not she will come out and line up in the final, because you know hamstring that, generally hamstring you can't run after a semi-final. If you pull your hamstring, come in at the final, go run, because the turnover time is very short. Now, people were speculating that if she's unable to run, apparently World Athletics, they don't like empty lanes in the finals anymore. So they devise some systems where if somebody can't compete, them get the next person in line who qualified to replace them. That's the kind of thing for them to try, do going forward. And it makes sense too. Now, but here the little nuance to this now. We are going to tricky now for IWF, especially as it relates to injuries. And as highlighted by this incident with Antonique Strachan. So when the 200-meter field come out, there was Antonique Strachan with her hamstring heavily bandaged. That everybody has said, wow, is she going to, the commentators have said, wow, I wonder how well she be able to go with that kind of injury and blah, blah, blah. She did their warm up and them go down in them blocks. Bam, and she jump out. False start. Could I say the sadness, obviously, understandably, you could have seen the depression and dejection in her face, because a major disappointment is in the people. Look here, you see the kind of work where athletes have to put in to prepare themselves to compete at this level. People who are not exposed to it first and don't understand the amount of work and sacrifice for them have to do, See? So the disappointment, you could have feel and touch the disappointment. Plus, you see this young lady, she was a dominant junior, But somehow, she has been able to convert a dominance at the junior level to senior success. She trained an MVP with Stephen Frano Francis. But she's an underachiever, if you want to have a better term. So this was kind of like a chance of redemption. I'm not sure how much noise she'll be able to make if she was even healthy in the final still. But understand, getting to a final as something on your resume and give you some level of, redemption, for want of a better term. So she lined up and obviously she couldn't go. That false start to me, how obvious it was deliberate. She jumped out of the blocks and not even me could have asked the starter for discretion for a false start like that. She go up to the starter and she asked the starter, said she want to look for the false start. She looked on it and then she just graciously walk away. See, you could have seen the tears that come out her eye though, But the point is though, people are questioning now, why did she decide to face the starter knowing very well that she would not be able to compete? And especially considering that the athlete who would have benefited if Antonique Strachan did pull out of the 200 final would be, guess what? A Jamaican named Ashanti Moore. So again, emotionalism are going to take over. And the question being asked, I heard it being popped all over the place. Why the hell did Antonique Strachan decide to go face the starter knowing very well that she would not be able to go? Why she never allow Ashanti Moore to go? My understanding and information is that emails were being sent across both camps to try to come to some kind of amicable and sensible agreement so that all the parties would be left happy. In the end, Antonique Strachan, which is her right, decided to go take up her spot at the starting blocks. Even knowing she would not run. And the question is, why? We can't believe it. As some people, simplistic and naive. You know why? Because in the World Championships, from you reach a final, you make money. so the moment Antonique Strachan decided to give up her spot in the 200 final, she would have lost money. So it is obvious outside of some kind of psychological soothing. For those say you make the final and you're going on the starting blocks. Outside of that, we are talking literally common sense, dollars, money. That is why she go line up. Me never ask her, she never tell me, But me tell you, say Maverick are the common sense boss. Put yourself in other position then. If you get to a final, but it's a world championships where them get remuneration based when them finish in the final. Everybody in the final makes some money. If I have 5,000 US dollar, you get to a final, and all you have to do, I go up, they go stand up and face the starter. If you want, you can pick start. If you want, you can just, just hop out of the blocks. But you would go in and go take up your place as well. I would, and I fully understand why Antonique Strachan decide to go face the starter. Jamaicans were not reason about track and field more time enough to drop on the Jamaican this, It's hard to drop still, But you have to like separate your emotions and the facts you talk about Jamaicans different from the facts you talk about human beings. Yeah? And just put everything in a context. I know people might upset say, boy, she box a piece of food out of Ashanti more mouth. But I don't know. She literally went and go collected a piece of food where she rightfully earned by qualifying for the final. And the sadness is palpable, people. Because as me said, if you see somebody reach a final, especially a person with the kind of story that she suffered along her career, it almost like, because for some feel good for she going on the final, but you can't feel good for see somebody that's sad. But you kind of understand why she did what she did. Now, this is going to sound kind of harsh, but if Ashanti Moore wanted a spot in the final, I figure she might have deserved a spot in the final. She'd have to go run feet in the semi-final. Run the time, run a faster time than Antonique Strachan, beat her, and take your rightful place in the final. And this should apply to regardless of the fact, say, is Ashanti Moore. Whomever got to that spot where them dip on the bubble, and you get bounced off of the bubble, you have to hug up that, And the harsh realities of competitive sport. And again, we can't believe that so much people naive and never see the obvious. The young Bahamian lined up because she earned her spot, and by doing so, she earned some extra money. If it was the Olympic Games, as me say, she probably wouldn't bother do that, because the Olympic Games don't pay like that. I don't think the Olympic Games pay like that. But the World Championships have long paid athletes for reach final. For your reach final, bam, your piece of money guaranteed. You win the race, you get X. You come second, you get X minus Y. You come third, you get X minus J. You're gonna go down progression. That's how it go. Anyway, that's why I'm telling you, Armenian common sense Maverick, We have to explain all them little simple things here. We tend to pass some smart people by. That is why them say, what is why them say? It's not many Maverick, one Maverick. We have a mini Maverick, but a one Maverick now. Anyway, people, don't just watch the video, see the thing there. Bam! Press it. Tell your friends, family, enemies. Tell them about the Oral Tracy Maverick YouTube channel. Tell them to come around here, so. The inimitable Maverick. Uno Maverick. Not many Maverick. Uno Maverick.